All right, hello everybody. Welcome to I Command. This is TV Boy, and we have our first league game log that's been submitted. And Josh actually mentioned me on Slack, or messaged me over on Slack, and was like, "Hey, you should check this one out for the channel." So that's really all it takes. If you want me to review a game log that you've played, just send me a message on Slack, Discord, Reddit, whatever, and submit that game log over to the Dropbox link that I will post in the video description here, and you'll probably get it featured on the channel because if you recommend it, I will probably take a look. So anyway, we've got so this is for the competitive Season 7 Vassal League. We just finished the community vote. All the cards are finalized. They're permanently in the season now. They've been approved. Importantly, the Rising Phoenix Mando card has been removed. Actually, that has made it been really exciting for me. I didn't realize how invigorated I would be by that, but having that card gone has really increased my interest. Unfortunately, I've just been super crazy busy these last 2 weeks. As you know, my life's very crazy, but I snuck away, and I'm going to try and do a game log review for you all. And in this game, let's get right into it. We are playing on Priority Message. So this is Uskru Entertainment District. This is the map with, at the end of each round, a courier droid gets placed into each player's deployment zone. They can then move it 6 spaces. And whenever a courier droid enters the opponent's deployment zone, it's discarded, and the player that controls it gains 6 victory points. So basically, you've got a chain of courier droids moving across the map, and I believe it's 18 spaces or 17, 16 or 17 or 18 spaces between the deployment zones is the shortest route. So you don't usually see them scoring until round 3, and then after that it's just 6 VPs. They're pretty tough to kill. They're 6 health and I believe 1 black die. So usually you have to invest a pretty strong attack into killing them, which means you're not attacking the opponent's figures. So generally, you see these scoring around 3 and on. Although I have played a game recently where somebody killed my courier droid, and it was pretty interesting. But yeah, let's see how it plays out here. So let's look at the list. We've got Josh in the top deployment zone. I think we've got a mirror match, Empire mirror match, but not a mirror match in deployments. So Josh is playing, let's see, we've got Emperor Palpatine, the Grand Inquisitor, and let's see if I can get him in here. Unfortunately, we don't have the approved versions or like the new versions of the cards up on Vassal yet. Still working on. I haven't had time to get those over to Trevor to get into Vassal, but let's see. Why is this not? Let me just center this. There we go. Okay, so Josh playing Grand Inquisitor. Palpatine looks like he's got Mara Jade, Terran Malicos, regular officer. He's got motivation on Palpatine, so we'll throw that up here as well for you guys to look at. Um, by the way, apparently there's sounds now on the cards.
Perhaps I can find new ways to motivate them.
That is amazing. I'm gonna do that every time I put a card up. Zillow technique. Do they all do this? Oh my gosh, they all do this.
Don't let yourself be destroyed as Obi-Wan did.
Oh my god, that's so amazing. Okay, sorry, I'm nerding out. I just found that while I was prepping this. Oh gosh. Okay, and now we've got Dark Saber. Oh, no sound on the Dark Saber. And then he's got Temporary Alliance, which is allowing him to bring Terran from Scum as well as Maul. I think I didn't mention Maul, but he does have the Dark Saber as we mentioned. We're gonna throw this back down, and then Rule by Fear and Advanced Comm Systems. So that's Josh's list. Going to be a really interesting Force User, Imperial Force User list without Vader. And then looking at Jake's list in the bottom deployment zone, Jake is playing an Imperialist as well, also playing Palpatine, but he's got more of a ranged configuration. We've got Iden Versio along with what's his? I always forget his name from that Mando show. Migs Mayfeld. He's also got the new Commando, Purge Commando. So that's from season 7. So we'll go ahead and throw him up there. And then two officers, one with advanced comm system, temporary alliance, which is bringing in Migs Mayfeld and Dr. Afra as his second scum figure. And then he's got Zillow Technique, Rule by Fear, and Motivation on Palpatine as well. So that's going to be a common attachment you see recently on Palpatine. And he's got extra armor rounding out his list. Um, yeah, cool to see Afra in a Imperial list. I think a lot of people were starting to think more about that after I posted my Card of the Day article about her. So that's really cool because she works so well with Rule by Fear. I mean, it works well if you're playing against it, but it works really well when you're playing with it because you don't have to worry about whether or not you have initiative or not. Because if the Afro player has initiative, she doesn't get to use excavation before the opponent uses Rule by Fear. So we're going to get to see her get possibly 2 choices for excavation here on round 1, which is really good for Afro. All right, so let's get into the matchup. Again, so it looks like we've got Jake with initiative. And I think both players are matched on activations. We've got 6 up here. Oh, it looks like Jake has more, but he's got initiative, so no passing from Josh. This is gonna be fun. We're finally out of the playtesting period. We get to see these players, and this is a competitive, semi-competitive. Like we still keep it casual, we keep it fun. It's free. It's free to enter. There's nothing like, there's no big prizes on the line, at least as far as these players know. But so it's gonna be fun. But these players are playing to win. These are cards that are not going to be getting changed anytime soon. So it's going to be great to see this. So let's see. Extra armor really interesting with Jake's list because of Migs Mayfeld. His ability specifically works off of power tokens, and it works off of any kind. So he can specifically Droid Arm lets him spend a power token or discard a power token, excuse me, to draw a line of sight from an adjacent space. So he can spend those block tokens to power his droid arm ability. So the extra armor has some nice synergy there. And then just nice synergy with keeping Palpatine alive with that extra block. Moving through here. So we saw, looks like Intel Leak got discarded for Jake's Rule by Fear. And then he would have had to excavate that. So that's actually pretty good to excavate. He's got who does he have as a spy? Oh, Iden Versio is his spy. And then since Jake has initiative, he's not going to get to choose from Josh's discard for Rule by Fear because that will happen after excavation. So it looks like Josh is going to discard Take Initiative. Interesting. Makes sense since he's going to have initiative around 2, but it means he's not going to be able to play it round 3. So I would think that means he's going to play very aggressively in these early rounds. But he's a melee list, so that's very interesting. Oh, perhaps I think that maybe the thinking is that if he keeps Take Initiative, it's just going to get discarded by Intelligence Leak. So might as well keep non-zero cost cards in his hand so that when Jake plays Intel Leak, he can't just take a 0 point. The best card in his hand will just be a 0 point card. So maybe that's the rationale there, and I think that makes sense. All right, so starting off with Jake here, going to activate the officer, going to move Afra up 2 spaces. So that's interesting, and then going to move over to control the terminal. Josh can activate his officer, going to move Mara Jade up 2 spaces, and I'll just throw her card up here because I can. And then officer also going to move up to control his terminal at the top right. Second officer for Jake going to, I gotta remember to play the sounds, to move Migs Mayfield up 2 spaces and then moves up to the right side of the map. Maul activating for Josh, gonna move up to near the door to the fountain on the right side. Reminder, these doors are locked. These are the titular Uskru doors named for this map. They're locked, but at the end of each round, each player gets to open one of them without any kind of action spent. The Purge Commander moving up to the right side on Jake's side of the table. And then we got Terran Malicos going to the left side of the map. It's going to spread out, and he's going to use that ability. So let's throw him up here. So this was an interesting change from when he first debuted. He no longer needs to target a figure with this ability. So he can actually throw rubble tokens just kind of wherever he can see. But I think he double moved here, so I don't think he's using Boulder Barrage. But that would be interesting to be able to see where he would put that on round one, just to like, you could mess with your opponent by throwing some rubble in front of their, like, an important space they want to get to. Okay, so it looks like Intel Leak did get played, so that's going to discard a card from Josh's hand by Iden Versio, who's a spy, and it looks like he got Strength in Numbers. So that's a 1 point card that lets Josh chain 2 activations if the total cost is 12 or less between the two. So very powerful tempo card. And now Iden going to double move over to the fountain and going to peek out and sit kind of a forward position. There's no objectives in like positioning objectives, so all the positioning you see on this map or this mission is all about combat positioning. Just what's the best spot to put your figures in so they can fight, and it makes it really interesting in my opinion. I know some people generally you want to have objectives on the map to force players to either to make a suboptimal positioning so that they don't fall behind in victory points, because it makes things a little more interesting, and it makes it so players don't just hide in perfect cover and then keep popping out. Makes them expose themselves a little bit more, but I do think it's very interesting to have a mission like this where their positioning is purely based on combat. So, Migs Mayfeld moving up. Josh not giving Jake any targets round one here. Makes sense. He's going to wait for those doors to open so his melee figures can move up. But most likely he's going to take some damage. Oh, here's an Inquisitor coming around the booth. Fairly safe there. Looks like the last activation for Jake is Palpatine. So Palpatine could move. Oh no, he can't. He could move. Let's see. Yeah, he can't move Mayfield far up enough to take a shot at Inquisitor. Also, be a very long range shot. So that seems pretty safe. And now the Inquisitor is going to probably come in through the door to the terminal, to Jake's terminal, and then it'll be interesting what Jake. I think Jake will probably open that middle door. So it's in reverse order of initiative. So that means that Josh has to choose a door first, and then Jake gets to choose a door second, and that's because Josh is getting initiative in round 2, so it's giving a slight advantage to Jake to compensate for that. All right, both players drawing 2 for their terminals, and there's the door that that Jake is opening. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh no, Josh is opening. So Josh opened the door that I thought he would, the door of the Inquisitor, and Jake opened the door I thought he would, the middle bottom door. The reason Jake doing that is just so that Josh's units are not going to be able to come through either of those top doors. They're going to have to go around by the booth, and then they're going to have to take the longest route possible to get to Jake's ranged units. That's what he's trying to do here. And here come the courier droids. Going to come down and move 6 spaces. And they're interestingly, they're not figures. I know a lot of people got used to playing on the Senate map where they had the senators that were kind of similar to courier droids. But these are not figures, so they don't block line of sight. Even though you can attack them, they don't have to, or they can share a space with other figures because they do not count as figures. All right, initiative moving over to Josh. It'll be interesting to see if Jake takes here. And oh, nice. Jake is going to excavate Josh's strength in numbers that got discarded by Intelligence League. So that means that during this round, Jake can play strength in numbers. As long as Dr. Afra is still alive, he can play strength in numbers. And if he does, it gets returned to the game box, which is sort of Imperial Assault's terminology for like exiled or banished, basically out of the discard pile and untouchable by excavation. That's interesting. Can Jake... Oh yeah, Jake's got some cheap figures. He's got the Commander, which is a chain off of Mix Mayfeld. He's got Afro, which is chain off of any of Jake's other figures. So, all right, Jake is gonna play take initiative here. He's gonna sneak past no negation, and Iden's gonna come and take a shot here at the Inquisitor. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so we can see the action a little bit better. now that we're not in either of these deployment zones, are not being active or not being occupied any longer. And we can still see the score. All right, so Iden. Let's bring Iden up. She's got a pretty cool card, and she's got Dio tagging along with her, giving her power tokens. So going to attack with that pulse cannon ability. Gives her really great accuracy and great damage as well. She's pretty squishy, but she gives the Empire something that it normally doesn't get, which is long range, hard hitting figures. So going to spend that power token, going to double it with pulse cannon. Oh, there's a dodge by the Inquisitor. And that's going to be 0 damage thanks to that dodge. All right, Inquisitor is going to activate now. Going to play Force Rush, 0-point command card for Force users. Start of the round, gain 2 movement points. So that's going to be really big. And now it looks like tools for the job being played. Okay, so it looks like he's going for a saber throw here on Iden. I'm going to play tools for the job to add a red. So that means he's not going to get to benefit from his precision reroll, but he will get a cleave 3 off of Surge, which could kill this officer. And he doesn't have to worry about dodges, although I guess Iden rolls a black die. So Iden going to spend that block token. Does have Zillow, does get the triple block. So that's great. And no Surge for the Inquisitor. Unlucky, but again, that's why precision is really nice, being able to reroll to get that Surge. So let's see. Looks like he did 4 damage though, which is still pretty good. 4, 7. Yeah, so you should have done 3. I'm not sure where the other damage is coming from. 1, 2, 3, 7 minus 4 should be 3 damage, right? Well, she's got 4 damage marked on her, so. All right. So both attacks here stymied a bit by really good defense rolls. And we've got an officer activating for Jake. Note his second officer is exhausted for take initiative. First officer going to play planning. This card here, so it's going to draw 2 cards. 2 command cards, refilling his hand. And they moved the initiative token over to Jake. All right, so Terran Malicos looks like is activating. No, going to activate an officer. Going to push Maul over past Palpatine towards the middle door. And now we've got the Purge Commander activating. Going to take a shot at the Grand Inquisitor over that wall, the left side wall. And I'll throw him his card up here on the screen. Another dodge for the Inquisitor. Let's see, does Jake have heightened reflexes? No. 2 dodges for Inquisitor. I guess multiple dodges will make a game a lot more interesting. Certainly makes these melee figures much more tenable. All right, so now Migs Mayfield going to come up. Going to spend the block token to use Droid Arm there. And going to allow him to take an attack on the Inquisitor from that angle. No block or no dodge this time for the Inquisitor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got the range, so that's going to be 6 damage. And locked and loaded, going to give him 2 power tokens for that. And looks like looking for a fight is come onto the table. Okay, so it looks like Mara Jade activating for Josh. Oops, what did I... Why is this card... Vassal's very weird about when you hover over cards on the window. There we go. Okay, so we've got Mara Jade activating, playing looking for a fight, so she gets a power token and a movement point. I wonder what cards, if Josh is making any use of Fast Learner here. She can't play Maul's command card. She can play Terran Malicos' card, though, which is actually pretty good because I think it lets you discard command cards to gain movement points, so that's actually pretty good. All right, Mara Jade coming up, going to attack the Commando. Wow, that's a really good roll. And a really bad defense roll. He's got 6, 8, 7, 8, 9. So I think that's going to kill him. Yeah, so that's a dead Purge Commando. Josh takes 5 VPs for that. And now Afra going to come up for Jake and take a shot at Mara Jade here. Not bad. 3 damage for 4 points. Figures really good. I'm surprised he didn't strengthen numbers there. He could have strengthened numbers into Palpatine, taken another shot with Afra, and then, or with what's his name, Miggs Mayfeld, and then, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Terran already getting focused. Wow. So Josh is down to 2 command cards in hand, and that means Madness is going to trigger for Terran. He's going to take 1 strain as damage, and he's going to become focused. He's going to move up, and it looks like he's doing Boulder Barrage as his action. So he's hitting Miggs Mayfeld for 2 damage, and then putting a Rebel behind him, and they're going to move back into cover. Okay, so now we've got Palpatine activating. He's going to come up. Looks like he's doing Force Lightning here. So that's going to be 4 more damage and a weaken. And yeah, now he's going to have Emperor. So that's interesting. He didn't really need to use Strength in Numbers there. And by not using it, it leaves it available for next round to excavate if he wants to do that. So that makes sense. So yeah, Miggs Mayfeld attacking via the Emperor ability. It looks like also the Tempt token got placed onto Josh's officer. So that makes sense. Mara in trouble here. She's weakened and she's only got 4 health left. And another dodge. So many dodges. So many dodges for Josh. Okay, so that's going to keep her alive. Not sure what the power token is from. And then, oops. And then motivation got used to move Dr. Afra. So this is on Palpatine. So, oh yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna do this.
Perhaps I can find new ways to motivate them.
That's so funny. I'm sorry, I just get a kick out of that. Okay, so that's the end of the round. We're going into round 2, it looks like. Oh wait, what just got played? Urgency. Oh, does Josh have the last activation? Oh, he has Palpatine. So Palpatine activating for Josh. Gonna use urgency. Gonna use motivation. Wow, he's gonna get to move Mara 1 space.
Perhaps I can find new ways to motivate them.
Hopefully that's not too loud. And then that's the end of the round. So Mara just a little bit closer, thanks to Palpatine. Still not close enough to get off an attack with Palpatine's motivation plus motivation plus Emperor. But I don't know. We'll see what happens here. I'm sure he's going to activate Mara. Courier droid's coming down. You should be opening the doors first, actually. End of each round. Deploy 1 courier droid. Oh no, you do the courier droids first and then open the doors. That is right. So that droid got stuck up against that door. Okay, and it looks like we've got... I think this card is being excavated. Oh, Second Chance being played by Jake. Who did this get played onto? Onto Iden. Interesting. Okay. And it should be Josh's activation. But it looks like we have an attack coming in from Mayfeld. And that's another dodge. Oh, Call the Vanguard got played. So this is start of the round. Miggs Mayfeld is a trooper smuggler, so he was able to play Call the Vanguard and took a shot at Mara, who she again dodged. So 4 dodges. Dodge count is at 4 for Josh. Okay. And then Mar gonna come up. I mean, these figures get much better when you dodge every other attack. Mara Jade gonna attack Afra? No, Aiden. Who's she attacking? Um, Black die, so it must be Aiden. Gonna re-roll the blue. No sound on the IACP cards. Alright, so that's a pretty good attack there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 8 damage into Mara. Into Aiden, excuse me, off of Mara. And now it's going to be Jake's activation. Oh, Mara going to play Fleet-Footed. Okay, so Aiden died, but Second Chance brought her back to 2 health. So now Aiden going to activate, going to shoot at Mara here with Element of Surprise, so not going to let Josh get another dodge. And what's this getting played? Oh, Negation. So Josh is going to hope to roll a dodge here. And he blanks. Yep. Eventually that luck has to run out. So Mara goes down. Jake gets 6 points. Not sure. Oh, and Jake plays Celebration there. So it goes up to 10. And let's see. It looks like Dio is activating and going to play Field Tactician. So that works really nicely with Dio because when he moves Aiden with that card, he gets to tag along thanks to being attached to her. So he gets to benefit from the movement as well. So it looks like she's going to move down into Jake's deployment zone. And now Strength in Number is going to get played off of Excavation for Dr. Afra. Dr. Afra going to activate. I don't think I've thrown her card up. Let's see. Let's throw her up here. Dr. Afra activating. Going to take a shot at the Inquisitor. Now, interestingly, okay, yeah, if he had attacked from adjacent, the Inquisitor would have gotten a reroll. Specifically, he would have been able to reroll her dice as well. But Jake stepped back 1 space before attacking. So pretty good. 4 damage into the Inquisitor there. He's got 15 health, just like his old FFG version. And let's see. So I think Josh may have passed because we see the Emperor activating. Unless Jake used Strength in Numbers here to activate Emperor. Oh, did he play his own Strength in Numbers? Wow. Okay, Jake played his own Strength in Numbers off after he excavated Josh's Strength in Numbers. So he went Aiden, Josh's Strength in Numbers to activate Afra, and then Jake played his own Strength in Numbers to go Afra into Palpatine. So, wow, a triple figure activation, chaining off of the 4-point Afra. Very strong. So he's going to have Afra do an attack on the Inquisitor with Emperor, with Palpatine's Emperor ability. I'll throw him up here on the screen for those that want to see what his card does, because I can do that. Let's see. Pretty good. Looks like he played Tools on this attack, because I'm seeing an extra red die being rolled. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cancel the red and the yellow, so 4 damage. Let's see. I think Jake's going to pitch to Zillow for that, which means we get to play the sound.
Don't let yourself be destroyed as Obi-Wan did.
Don't let yourself be destroyed. That's so good. So we're going to pitch to Zillow to keep Inquisitor alive by 1 point. No lightning, though. Hold on. Sorry, I had to cough there. Okay, Inquisitor managed to survive that triple activation. I'm going to activate here. Let's see. Attacking Afra, but unfortunately on the lam going to get played, and Afra's out of there. So Inquisitor lost his attack, and he's going to move back into position. Jake going to activate the officer, going to take a shot at the Inquisitor, and that is enough to do it. Yep. So Inquisitor goes down for Jake, or for Josh, excuse me. So Jake goes up to 17, and Josh still has Terran, Maul, and Palpatine up by the booth, and they can cut across the middle here. So Terran's going to activate, still focused. He actually has to take another damage from Madness. Even though he's already focused, he is still crazy. So he has to take another strain to refocus. And he's going to use Boulder Barrage here. Going to do 2 damage to the officer and put a difficult terrain there. And I don't know why Josh is highlighting those spaces. Alright, looks like an officer is attacking probably the courier droid. So going to spend that power token that Palpatine gave. This is the officer up in the top right. This is Josh's officer on the terminal, attacking Jake's courier. Did a respectable 3 damage with that power token. And that officer is going to move off of the terminal, trying to escape Mayfeld here. And then Jake's advanced comm system officer ordering Migs Mayfeld to move, and they're going to move down to body block for Iden. So that's unfortunate for Josh not to get the kill on Iden there, and she was able to get away. Maul activating, going to move down to the column into Jake's area. And we've got now Migs Mayfeld activating, going to use Droid Arm, spending that power token that he got from Locked and Loaded to attack around the column and hit Maul. Maul can die, well, he's got 12 health, so he should be safe for at least 1 attack. Spending the power token, he's getting 6 minus 2 is 4 damage. And going to move back. Also gets 2 more power tokens thanks to Locked and Loaded. Palpatine going to activate for Josh now. So now he could get a Motivation Emperor attack onto Jake's Palpatine. He's going to attempt the officer on Jake's terminal to kill it, thanks to the damage from Barrage. And yep, he's going to move down. He does need to get Palpatine into Maul's line of sight in order to motivate him, but then he's able to heal off some of that damage and have him move 1 space to be able to hit Jake's Palpatine.
Perhaps I can find new ways to motivate them.
Yep, I'm going to do that every time. You can't stop me. So we've got Maul. Let's throw him up here. He's been recosted in ICP. He's minus 1 point. But he also has the Darksaber, which we will go over. I guess it's relevant now because it gives him a reroll. So this is the new attachment for Maul that came out a few seasons ago. Actually, season 4. That was a long time ago. Season 4, and this does give him a reroll with an exhaust. If you exhaust this, he gets a reroll. So it looks like he did reroll the green, getting a double hit. 5, 6. He can surge for Pierce 3. He gets +1 automatically from his ability. Yeah, search for Pierce 3, but then Zillow will be exhausted. So that's going to be Pierce 1. Looks like Palpatine spent the block token. 6, Pierce 1. That's 4 damage into Palp. And that is the end of round 2. So Jake's still up 17-5. Josh's figures are moving into position, though. We've got this tag team of Terran Malicos, Maul, and Palpatine up against Jake's Migs Mayfeld, injured Iden Versio, and injured Palpatine. So Josh drawing 2 command cards since his Palpatine controls Jake's terminal. Jake drawing just 1. And now the first courier droids are moving into the deployment zones. So score is now 23-11 in Jake's favor. Jake going to take the initiative here, or get the initiative. Going to activate Palpatine. First thing he's going to do is he's going to tempt Maul, which is interesting. I think he's hoping to kill him, but Maul cannot be defeated if he hasn't activated yet. So I'm going to step back so he can lightning for 4 damage. And I'm going to step back further and have Iden take a shot at Maul. Probably going to kill him here. He's weakened. Ooh, that was a bad attack from Iden. But she's still doing 5 minus 1 is 4 damage. Oh yeah, so I actually didn't kill Maul. And now getting an attack with Afra. Oh, he excavated his strengthened numbers from last round. So, dang, 3 strengthened numbers this game for Jake off of Dr. Afra. So that's going to kill Maul, but Maul is going to stay alive thanks to his ability, Sustained by Rage. So that's kind of interesting because Maul is now still in range of all of Jake's figures, or at least Palpatine, which is an important one. And he can kill Palpatine in 1 activation for sure with the Darksaber. Oops. The Darksaber is kind of a crazy card like that. It makes up for the fact that Maul is extremely slow and frail, with just doing a ton of damage when he actually closes in and is able to use the special action on the Darksaber to make 2 attacks. But Palpatine's going to come up. He's going to... Oh, I think Josh actually recovered a damage on Maul that he wasn't supposed to. I totally forgot Maul can't recover damage. So motivation should not have healed him. But that's fine. So we're going to use motivation here to have Maul come up and attack Palpatine. And we'll throw this down so you can see Maul's abilities. So he does have a reroll here if he wants to use it, but looks like he's not going to. So that puts Palpatine at 2. Jake can activate Iden, going to move up and take a shot at Josh's Palpatine. Spending that power token for +2 thanks to the Pulse Cannon ability, and I hope we get to see Dio attack here as well. He definitely should be. Much better roll than last time. Jeez, that's 6, 7, 8 Pierce 1. So 7 damage going into Josh's Palpatine. And now we're going to get a power token from Droid Kit, and we're going to see Dio make an attack here. So throw him up on the screen. So that's +1 damage. That would have been good, except for the triple block kind of stops it. So that would have been 3 damage and a stun. But unfortunately, the triple block means that's not going to do anything. Lure of the Dark Side coming down. Who is playing? Oh, this is... Wow. Okay, so Maul activating for Josh. He doesn't need to move, so he's going to play Lure of the Dark Side here, and I think he's going to have Iden attack Palpatine. So that's going to do 2 strain to her as well, so that's going to be 2 cards off of the deck. So that kills Palpatine. Now we're going to see dual-bladed, the Darksaber ability get played. So here's the Darksaber. And I'm guessing he's going to attack Iden. And he could kill Dio too. Triple block though from Iden. Does that stop it with the weaken? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a block. Yeah, actually that stopped it. So Iden survives the first attack. Here comes the second one though. So this is the second attack. Focused. And oh, why did the officer go down? Does he have cleave? Oh, that's right. Dual Bladed Fury gives you cleave. But he shouldn't be focused, so it's a red and yellow. Unless, did he play Maul's command card and I missed it? Oh, Death Blow got played here. Okay, so Death Blow was played on this attack. And so he didn't focus. He decided to do Dual Bladed Fury for Reach and Cleave 2. I see. That's why that happened. So nice. He just killed 3 figures in 1 activation with Maul. And then, of course, Maul dies. He's on borrowed time there. But that puts Josh up to 29. That actually tied it up, interestingly. So Maul managed to tie the score up before he died. And now Mayfield going to come and take a shot at Palpatine. Let's see. So here's Mayfield. Palpatine has 13 health. This actually doesn't matter anymore. So that's going to bring Palp down to 1 health. So if Jake can kill Palpatine, he wins. Josh going to take a shot at Mayfield. Going to avoid the return fire thanks to that wall. I think he actually does some decent damage there. Oh no, he misses on range. And actually, does he avoid the droid? Force Surge coming down. Oh, so that was the strain damage from Terran Malicos' Madness ability, still triggering, still dealing him strain. So discarded Force Surge from the top of Josh's deck. But that did give him some movement, I believe. Oh no, it just becomes focused. How was he able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Oh, he just double moved up to between Afra and Mayfeld. So Jake goes up to 36 here, end of round with the Courier Droid, and Josh goes up to 35. It's still anyone's game, but I think Josh has initiative. So let's see if he kills Mayfeld here with Palpatine, he'll win. So Palpatine gonna activate for Josh. Tempts Mayfeld, and Mayfeld dodges the attack from Terran Malicos. That's going to leave him on 1 HP, right? Or does he have 12? He has 11 health. So if Palpatine lightnings him here, it would have put him at 10, 1 health left. Alright, so we've got Dr. Afra attacking Palpatine for the game. So I think they're checking to see if Palp had attacked Mayfield there. Would have done 5. Wow, that was a pretty good game. The Lure of the Dark Side. I don't think we put that card up. Let's see. That's Imperial. Played by Maul. Now Maul can play Imperial. Command cards, Force User command cards, because of his ability that was granted by the Darksaber. He can also do it because of Terran Malicos. Also lets all Force users in the list use Imperial command cards. So there you see, there's the new Force Lure of the Dark Side. So that's what allowed Maul to have Iden betray and kill Palpatine, which is actually pretty thematic now that I think about it, if you know Iden's backstory in the video games, and then finish off Iden himself. That's pretty awesome. So that's the game. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks, Josh, for giving me the heads up and submitting the list. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one.